Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club. I'm not introducing our names this time. We can just get going.
Yeah, let's go.
Very well.
Bakash
Let's
is
get
here.
this started.
Hello,
Yeah.
I'm Bakish.
We have a guest for the worst episode of the season. No, it's not. Citrus was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
To be
Citrus
fair,
Wars.
we had a guest for Citrus too.
Yes, we did.
Why do we
Yeah.
only
Doing-
bring you people on for the worst episode?
Yeah, I know. This seems to be a reoccurring theme.
We had
I
86, and 86 had no guest. Why didn't we get a guest for that?
I was just gonna say I feel really bad that we didn't invite you for something like 86 that was actually god tier.
Well, especially considering you won't shut the hell up about it.
I haven't seen season 2, but season 1 is so good.
I might actually
You
go
really
watch
should
season 2
take a
at this
look at
point, 'cause
this.
it should be done
I've
by
heard
this
this
point.
several
is.
times.
Yeah.
It's
Season
on my
2 is
list.
mid.
He has hot takes about season 2.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't think it's very good.
L. Well, I'll be in the determination
Also,
for
the
that, at least
just
on my end.
before we get back to Assassin's Pride, R.I.P. to the author of 86.
Oh, fuck.
No, also
his
R.I.P.
health-
to.
Well, he didn't die, but his health took a turn, and so
fuck.
it's on permanent hiatus, I think.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, R.I.P. to the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, still that's
That
rough.
sucks.
Which sucks
Yeah.
because I grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I still have my Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
I still have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They actually might be in that box I pushed over that way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
But back to Assassin's Pride.
Another horrible thing.
Yeah, another,
Yeah.
another horrible thing. So, characters, story,
I'm gonna pull up my notes.
whatever we want to talk about here. I would like to open this by saying that I do not appreciate a cheap-ass vampire werewolf, romancy, trashy-ass.
Well, where was the werewolf?
Where's the werewolf? Yeah.
So the things they're fighting
lycanthropes.
are lycanthropes. That means werewolf.
No, Lancanthropes. Excuse
It's
you.
derivative.
It's called a Lancanthrope.
That's like calling a hobbit a halfling in D&D.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the problem, though. That, it's not even really a vampire werewolf story. They just
Yeah.
introduce it just to do fuck all
And,
except like
and
3
the
episodes.
dude, his last name is Vampire.
Plot twist of the century, he's a vampire.
God, I fucking... Look, if I want to watch trash vampire content...
Twilight, Vampire Night, having ass bullshit!
Rude. Let me finish my sentence next time, bitch.
No.
I would have said Vampire Knight, Rosario Vampire.
Rosario Vampire's a little bit different, but
It's
I'm not going to get...
cringe.
It's
There
still
are
cringe. No,
reasons
it's still
why
cringe.
that's
cringe.
vampire.
Yeah.
None of
It's
them
still
not
cringe.
horny.
Can you... Y'all! Speak it over one another.
Realm, let's start talking at the exact same time.
Cringe.
The editor in me screams a little bit every time they speak over one another.
I can easily imagine.
Sorry.
As we proceed. We're
Yeah.
so bad about that. Ironically, we were
So-
actually better when we were recording remotely.
Do we want to start with Kufa? Like talking about Kufa's character?
Who was Kufa?
Kufa was
The main character.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just something for you to note. Never give a name to Knick-Knack.
Okay.
Or to me.
You have to give a
Okay.
full description of the character because they will not remember.
If I really like the show, I'll get it. But if I'm even slightly middling on it, I'm not going to remember
It has
shit
to
all.
be 86 level.
Got it.
You can give me names. I'll generally remember names unless the show is shit tier.
The only reason I remember these characters' names is because the names are terrible.
Yes.
Vampire.
Kufa Vampire.
Mil-
He's a
Mil-
vampire.
Melita Angel.
No, Angel.
Angel.
It's 2 L's.
Just
God.
wondering, like, when did they write the novels of this?
No idea.
I will,
Before
That-
2019,
tell you.
presumably.
Maybe at the
Yeah.
same time that SAO came out, for all I know.
I will
That was one of the things that I was going to mention is that Kufa just looks like Kirito.
Literally.
He's just a slightly taller Kirito. That is it. And he uses a slightly different sword.
Yeah.
All right. The light novel has been releasing since 2016 and is ongoing. The manga has been releasing since 2017 and is ongoing. And the anime series was 2019.
Yeah, I think that's SAO territory about.
You
SAO
guys-
is way the fuck earlier than that.
Older.
SAO came out when we were in high school, my
Middle
dude.
school.
We
No, but, like,
graduated by
wasn't
then.
the anime coming out around that time?
No,
Or
the
was it-
anime came out when we were in early high school.
Born
Mid-
season
the-
2 was
the-
already out while we were in high school, and in fact,
Yeah.
the current
No,
seasons they're adapting now were out in light novel
Yeah.
format.
Yeah.
Like, SAO is much older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, what else do you have to say about Kufa? I guess.
Sort of.
Taj.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure about you guys, but I have read a lot of fan fiction in my days, and so basically,
You're talking to the queen.
yeah, I know, but I'm referring to everyone else here. But so
that's
basically, if you have read any fan fiction that is written by an edgy 13-year-old,
My immortal.
this is the main character you would get.
Yep.
He's a cool badass assassin, but he's got a moral code.
But he's
He
also a vampire.
He's a vampire too, and he's like super cool, but he's also like a samurai, and he wears a cool jacket. All the girls, you know, those girls that like totally would ignore me at school, they totally like him and think he's like the coolest guy ever, and he's like a super gentleman, so like even the older girls want to like get with him because he's so cool.
Like,
that's
he's
who
so-
this character is.
He's so aloof, but oh my god, he's gonna care for me so good.
Like, seriously.
it couldn't possibly be true that his outward personality is the same as his inward. He's gonna treat me like a fucking princess, and he'll treat everyone else like garbage.
Oh, and he's super smooth too, you know, like, so that's, like, he's, like, super suave. Like, literally, all this guy's missing is a fedora.
Literally.
Literally, like, he even does the milady.
I
Wait,
genuinely,
is it fedora? I thought it's just top hat.
No,
Either.
a fedora specifically. He's missing a fedora, that's
That
it.
is literally
And then
what he's
he is just your typical neckbeard.
I have never been happier in my life that my current fanfiction phase does not involve this type of character, but in fact involves I can fix him.
Oh, God.
By the way,
That
Vorn,
is a
That
plot
brings-
point.
that brings-
hold on! Vorn, SAO? 2003 was
Okay.
when it came out, originally.
2003.
2003 to 2008 was when the novel series came
Being
out.
fair to SAO, it was originally only intended as a one-off for a contest, and it got extended. So at least you could defend why it might be a little bit shaky writing-wise. Here, there's no defense.
Yeah.
Here, there's no
Also,
sense to
I
this
think a
one.
lot, like, there is some forgiveness in SAO, because every time I look at SAO and look at the problems of it, I think of it from the perspective, the guy who wrote this does not play video games, does he?
No, he does not.
So it's like, I'm a little bit more forgiving in that regard.
But also, okay, and I will give some credit to the author, at least for some of his later stuff that he does with SAO, because he actively, like, he doesn't want to write, like, a bad series or anything like that. He just didn't know how to write a good series, since it was obviously his first time writing something.
Well, but also, I mean, I've trash-talked SAO a lot back in the day, but you know what? I do have to give credit to SAO for one big thing, is that it got a lot of people into anime.
Yes.
And I do give it a lot of respect for that, because it introduced a lot of people to anime, because it is a series that isn't over the top and weird and gross and other things like that some anime are, that people fall into. It was a good introduction for a lot of people to anime. So I give SAO a lot of credit for that.
It did one other good thing, in my opinion, SAO. Other than... So I actually do like the first arc, starting off. But the other thing I like about SAO is it popularized the VR MMORPG setting in anime. Like,
Yeah.
it popularized animes coming out, and there are a lot of good manga where the plot device is that the characters are in a VR MMORPG, and there are some that I really love that were much earlier than that and never really got a chance in an anime because of that, but post that a lot of them did, like Kuma 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 Bear and other stuff that I really enjoy.
SAO, it flourishes in its creativity, and I can give it that much.
This
Whereas-
does not.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Moving back to
This
Vampire Knight.
does
Vampire
not.
Knight does not at all.
Vampire Knight.
You mean... I mean...
Freudian slip there.
I mean...
Yeah.
No!
Assassin's Pride,
Yes.
everyone.
I
Assassin's
mean-
Pride does not.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But should you say it?
Oh god. We'll get to the trash that is Vampire Knight one of these days on the show.
I mean, the characters are the very definition of what you would find in like a 2013 Mary Sue and Gary Stu kind of self-insert OC. Like, this is the type of writing that I expect when I go into the Lord of the Rings archive to read 10th Walker Fix. Right? This is the kind of writing I'm getting when I'm reading 10th Walker Fix, and this is why I don't read 10th Walker Fix anymore, because they're fucking terrible.
It felt like a 15-year-old wrote this.
Yeah,
story.
It really does.
And I don't know if maybe the light novels portray the characters better, but translating the characters to screen for anime, whether they were like that already or they became that in the translation, turned them into these very two-dimensional characters.
This is where I'm actually hesitant because I don't want to say the light novels are bad with only the anime. I can
That's what
tell
I
it's a
mean.
bad adaptation here. When I get
Yeah.
to the final episode and I'm seeing characters and I'm like, who the fuck are you people?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
That's
I
how you know
can't-
that they skip a whole lot.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
say that the characterization in the light novel was bad, because I
Yeah.
don't know, I didn't read it.
And-
But in the translation to the anime, something went wrong.
Yeah.
And the characters were just stripped of any unique and quirky and interesting traits and
Yeah.
just given these Mary Sue, Gary Stu stereotypes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if anyone listening to this has read the light novels, leave a comment and tell us if we're missing anything, because I genuinely do want to know.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's ongoing, too. It hasn't ended. So it's obviously still popular enough to be getting published.
Yeah.
I really did notice like that if you actually watch this and binge it, you start to notice like where the fuck was this section from this episode went.
It
'Cause, like,
jumps so
There's an
much.
entire
Ooh.
final climactic fight scene where they just cut to the end.
Yeah.
Well, like the whole I know this is a bit more story based, but Melita or whatever
Yeah.
Melita
the
Angel.
no the other sorry
The redhead.
no
Oh, the father.
no the brown haired one.
Elise?
No, that was the blue haired one.
No.
The brown haired one.
I'm looking at the
the
character
friend.
list.
No, the other
Oh
assassin.
my fucking
Oh,
The other assassin. Madia?
From,
Yeah,
from,
Maddie.
from the other, like,
Something
from the,
like that,
is,
but-
is she from the other school in the universe or whatever?
I don't know. She's part of the
Oh,
assassins.
Black Madia.
Black Madia, yeah.
Okay.
When they finally have that confrontation and it looks like they're gonna have a big fight, it just cuts to her like being
That's what I was
defeated.
talking about.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. It cuts out like it just cuts from
Like,
weirdly.
And what was horrible is that felt like one of the actors. I'm like, okay, this person has an interesting car. I'd be curious to see what a fight scene here would look
Well,
like.
Also, I do really think it's hilarious that she like uses those weird flashcards just to because she can. I mean, she could totally talk, but she has those weird little like
I honestly thought
flashcard
she
things.
was like a death character for first until she starts fucking talking.
Yeah, I honestly thought she was like mute or something, but no, she just does that to fuck with people, I guess.
Like, I can get behind that, and then they do absolutely shit all of it.
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
her power is that she can copy other people's powers. That's
Clown.
yeah, that's a cool idea, and then it never comes up, and then
Yeah.
like
Well-
she ends up becoming a teacher.
Lack. She calls herself Lacker. And
Like
becomes
yeah,
a teacher.
she
in the end.
she becomes like a teacher at the school, and we never see her again except for one other episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else I want to point out that gave me hints into this being another bad anime adaptation. In like the very first episode, so when Kufa strolls up and Melita is just standing at the top of her
The balcony.
balcony or whatever, and she falls down, and then there's just like a good 5 or 10 seconds where he's literally just like holding her in his arms, and she's just like dumbstruck.
Awkward lengths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was for a very awkward length, and it felt like there should have been like some internal monologue at least going on in one of their heads at some point, but it was just silence and this weird stutter basically. Yeah.
Like I really noticed that like in let's see, I can't say that in Japanese, so I'm going to say this in English. A regular student at Magic High School.
Irregular.
Yeah.
They here's the thing. They have a lot of things if you actually read novels that are like just first person inside the main character's head or inside another person's head. That fucking they didn't do in anime, and it wrecked it. But if you don't, but like that was done way better than this because at least I can kind of fucking get some things. This I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
I wonder what the reception to this would be to a Japanese audience who isn't so entrenched in the Reddit my lady tips fedora culture. Because
Yeah.
if that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
exist, if like that stereotype doesn't exist, how is their reception to this character? I'm actually genuinely curious at this point.
I would
Yeah.
like to know too. I mean, that probably is a big culture difference thing, I imagine.
I just want to know who likes this and why. Please.
I mean, like I said,
Give me a reason.
if this is a cringe watch, I get it. But if this is like, no, I want to take this seriously, dude, what's going on with your life, bro?
Yeah.
But
And here's the thing, right? The problem is, right, with the story especially. Like, they could be going somewhere with the story. There could be great story arcs, but we will never know because we don't actually get any full story arcs.
Nope.
Yeah.
We get like highlight reels of what the animators want to show us from all these different things that are happening, but we never actually get full arcs where we get to see everything start to finish.
That is something I wanted to bring up when we go into the more story aspect, because it.
Oh, right now it's all
Yeah.
It's all
it is
story.
free for all.
But so
story
the-
characters.
But yeah, so to that is one thing that I wrote down in my notes is let me pull up my notes real quick here, is that at one episode, which episode is it? It is episode 10. There's a group that wants to expose the fact that Melita and is not the legitimate daughter of this noble house or something, because they want to start a revolution. Why did they never explain why they want to start a revolution? They never explain how exposing her like illegitimate birth to be able to start a revolution. And also, we don't know anything enough about the world or the world's politics to understand why a revolution should happen.
The only thing hinting at that prior was the very first episode with Kufa. I should kill her because she's probably not legitimate.
But even that...
He is really down for child murder. I just want to point that out. Like, he is, like, gung-ho about it. Like, he hasn't even talked to her for, like, a full day. And he is super down for child murder.
Fair. First of all, it's his job. He's an assassin. I don't blame him. Second of all, when a kid's that annoying...
Also, the thing...
Bloodlust is also an option.
Also, the way that they are going to expose that she's not a legitimate heir is to beat her up in a fight.
Beat her up.
Dumb.
Beat
Yeah.
her
What?
up.
How does that prove anything?
Literally.
Because if she can't use the powers of the house that she's descended from, she's obviously not... Obviously, this person has never heard of the fact that some people inherit things and then don't inherit others.
Yep.
Like... just the way shit works. Like, this is why you get, like, random people popping up with, like, red hair and a bloodline when everyone else in their family is blonde, you know? There's a gene somewhere, you know?
I feel like we didn't establish the power to gene thing very well in this series.
Yeah.
No.
We did establish that you have to do it by making out with a 13-year-old.
But it also
There's the
seems
part.
like...
Yeah, I'm... God fucking damn it. I actually stopped the video and had to rub my... went, God damn it. Like, I sent Seki a video of my response to it, and she saw the look on my face when that happened.
Yeah, it was a dramatic reenactment. It was something like...
Utter disgust.
Yeah,
Utter
like, the
disgust.
only thing I could say was gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? Like, that's fucking terrible, right? But I am so desensitized to lollies in anime at this point that, like, I realized that point when I saw it, and I did not have such a bad reaction because my brain was just like, ugh, another one. Next.
Okay, here's the thing, though.
And I don't like that.
Specifically, you do not know that girl's age until the final episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The final episode says she's 13.
This is why we
Before
don't stand
that,
lollies.
you do not know how old she is.
How
Yeah.
old is Kufa?
They never say.
They never-
but he is
they
clearly
never-
a legal adult.
Yes.
Figure that the fuck out.
I don't know. We might be like, is it
Okay, this is anime. They could pull bullshit 16 out of this.
Yeah,
16 or
They
15?
that's true.
They literally
Because like we could be talking
Still
17.
gross.
European dogs.
17.
17.
Still gross.
17.
Still gross.
Yeah.
Still gross. Don't care. Still gross.
Yeah.
So I actually want to talk about Melita and Elise for just a quick second here. Okay, so
cousins.
Melita's character is that she is a pure innocent snowflake, obviously. And here's the thing that annoys me about her is that whenever she is in peril, one of two things happen. She's always saved by someone, or if she is if she is in a direct confrontation of them, she uses powers that she learned off screen. Because she talks about all the training she did, but we don't ever get, like, a training montage or, like, any time Kufa's, like, taught her anything. She just pulls random powers out of nowhere that we don't ever establish that she has.
She's a damsel in distress with an OP override button.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so...
She's meant to be a damsel in distress when the story needs to show her in a relationship with someone else or in relation to someone else, but she has an OP override to make sure that she can never be killed outside of that.
This is one of those parts where I'm wondering if the light novel did that better. 'Cause that
I'm
light novel, I
sure
don't
we
see
see training in the light
yeah.
novel.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I almost guarantee you that there was a whole, like, ass training arc that we did not get in the anime.
Yeah, or something at least.
Yeah.
I promise that every single one of these arcs was one novel.
Yeah.
Entire. And think about it this way:
And there
86. You've seen 86's size. 86
Yeah.
turned an entire novel into one season.
And think about it this way,
Yeah.
right? This show came out in October 2019, right? So let's leave aside the volume that came out in October 2019. But before October 2019, right? Up to June of that same year, 10 full volumes had come out in this series. Does this feel like 10 volumes of light novel not manga, light novel content?
No.
10 volumes.
Well,
I mean, okay, let's account for the fact that you start planning the anime early, right? So they're probably not going to include any story from 2019 at all. Because the anime came out in 2019 and you need time to make it, okay? Let's account only the stuff that came out to 2018. That's still 8 volumes of content.
I think they actually went too fast on this because.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, one anime series, did they try to cover all 8 or 9 volumes and then just only give us a snippet of each?
Well, we
or
actually
have we just gotten like?
There's no way of us knowing without actually someone
Reading
actually
it.
reading it.
Yeah.
The
Like,
thing
we don't
is-
know, but it does. But yeah, Knickknack's right. Is that it does feel like breakneck speed.
This is
Yeah.
at least 4 or 5 volumes, if none of those volumes were 2-parters.
Yeah, I don't know if any of them were 2-parters, but I mean, like I said, a lot of volumes came out. Like,
Typically, when I see a light novel adaptation, it's typically 2 or 3 volumes for a season.
Also, I feel like we're missing an entire backstory. Like
Oh,
you said,
yeah.
like there is the whole Eldritch spider thing that just
Yeah.
pops up out of nowhere in
Yeah.
episode 9, I think it was.
Yeah.
It just like it's like, okay, where the hell did this come from all of a sudden?
And where the
I
hell
feel
did
like
it go?
yeah, and it's like I feel like we're missing an entire backstory
I feel like
for
they,
this entire villain.
they
Yeah.
needed to cut off the last arc and extend out the previous arcs and make that the final arc if they wanted this to have just a little bit more.
I don't
fleshed
know.
out.
I think they need to cut more to try to expand.
Probably, but I'm giving this anime as much credit as I can here as to what could have been done.
Yeah.
Speaking of what could have been done, I want to talk about Elise for a second here, because this character has one of the dumbest motivations I've seen in an anime, which is Elise is Melita's cousin.
yes,
And she is the prodigy
Yep.
of the family, right?
absolute fucking prodigy.
She is the best of the best. She kicks everyone's ass. And her whole thing is that, like, okay, what's the normal thing for these kind of characters? They're miserable because they are a prodigy, so they have
Yeah.
so much expectation
Yeah.
and weight forced upon them, and they feel overwhelmed and they feel alienated. Things like that, you know.
Yeah.
Her
Or alternatively, they're aiming to actively claim more power in some sort of bid for
Yeah.
competency and control.
yeah, like think of like Neji from Naruto.
Yeah, like,
Like-
Neji is
like, Neji
super
is
OP, and he wants power. Like, he wants to prove that that Hinata is not worthy.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But what is Elise's motivation?
I want to be the little sister of the main character.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
mad that she's stronger than Melita because she wants to be the little sister in their dynamic, and if Melita is not stronger than her, she can't look up to her.
Forgive me for the sin I'm about to commit. I want to be the good little subby wubby.
It's just like, it's so painful. It's like, what in the
And here's the thing,
actual hell?
You're probably closer to that than anything because by the he's
Put the
actually
rubber
right.
band
Not
gun
right now.
down. Please
Um,
continue.
You're probably closer to that than anything because by the last arc they make it very clear it's not just a desire to be a little sister. There is some genuine attraction there. Like,
It is creepy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, freaking Melita getting all hot and bothered because Kufa's saying he's gonna kill her. Yeah. What the hell?
Look,
okay.
that is someone's kink. It's just not yours.
Yeah, I don't understand that kink where it's vampires are gonna say, "I'm gonna murder
Okay,
you"
but here's
to
the-
your
here's the-
face, and
okay.
girls get all like hot and bothered. Yes, I get it. I still don't understand
Here's
it.
here's the problem. Here's the problem, Jay. Here's the problem. Oh, okay, no.
I can tell you the reason. Predator prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Here's the problem because that's something. That is some. Oh fuck.
It's predator prey.
Yeah, predator prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, predator prey.
Yeah, no, it's
But
predator
also,
prey.
but also, vampires are just a metaphor for sexual penetration, really.
That
They
is
really
true.
are.
Vampires
Yeah,
are a
anyway,
metaphor for
what's-
sex.
Thorn?
Here's the thing. I think, like, after talking to you guys, I feel that we have missed a lot of emotional stuff that probably came from novels. Like, maybe that, like, both of them have such dark emotions that fucking something's gone wrong in their head that we're just missing. And now I want that after talking to you guys.
That's another thing. There is like zero emotional development story here, right? Like, I don't feel these characters developing emotion, right? Like, I don't get it. I'm not following it. I'm not enjoying it.
Well, you don't understand. You see, Kufa's already a badass, and he's already perfect, so he doesn't need character growth because he's already like the coolest guy ever.
Excuse me while I hork up in your face.
Exactly. That's how I feel too.
disgusting. I hate
Oh, by the
that.
way, when Melita sees him as in his vampire form, which by the way he just turned Super Saiyan with white hair.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally it.
Which sexy man times white hair.
But okay, so here's the thing though, is that she mentions his translucent skin. Not that he turns semi-translucent, is that his skin turns translucent. Okay,
Shouldn't
for
you
the
be able to see
his muscle and his nervous system. Look,
a
okay,
whole lot
I
of things
read
you don't wanna
I
see?
read Frankenstein, and that is how they describe the monster, and that like everyone is terrified of that.
Well,
okay,
I mean, like, I kind of picture, I think that this might be here an issue with, like, translation and meaning.
Yeah,
in
I was
this case,
wondering that.
Because I think that what they mean is, like, the example here. So I have a lot of my body. I'm pale enough that you can see my veins running through, like, through my skin.
right.
Yeah.
I think they mean more like this.
Yeah,
where
I
you
think
see
this
the
is what they're
blueness,
meaning, like seeing
yeah.
the blue veins running through, but it was not well communicated.
Yeah,
No,
the
I feel like
think it was very poor translation. I think
Yeah.
that was just a lost in translation type
Yeah.
deal right
I
there.
get that too, but it's so weird.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
supposed to be more. Probably if you translate correctly, probably translucent
no.
white.
Oh
maybe?
no,
Yeah,
hold
something.
on. Knick Knack was on his phone.
I looked up the mouse score for the light novel.
The what?
What's the? Oh wait, hold on. What's the mouse score for the show?
It's like
oh.
5.
Yeah, it's like a 5.
Hang on, I'm gonna check.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What's the mouse score for the
Um,
light novel?
I want to
6.97.
Huh?
better than the anime.
Better than the anime. Almost a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the anime has a 5.93.
Woof.
That's
So it's
not
a whole.
great.
It's a whole point. The light novel is a whole point better.
So I do think the light novel still suffers from the Milady problems to Western audiences.
God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, would that still be true in Japan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Japanese person. I wasn't
I
raised in
feel
Japanese
like-
culture.
Japan would probably be a bit more accepted to the emotional aspects
I-
of probably the story. I feel.
Look, based on the sheer amount of content I've consumed, right? Light novels, mangas, manhwa, webtoon, anime, drama, and stuff. It seems like in Japan, at least, it seems to me that there is a much higher tolerance of Gary Stu characters, like male and female leading characters who are basically perfect or become perfect. It seems like there's a much higher tolerance for that. And I wonder if it's maybe a form of escapism or something.
Well, it's the same thing as in like romance novels here, where the main character is a plank of wood, so you can project yourself better
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
them and imagine that you're the one getting seduced by the hunky Scotsman who lives in the woods.
yeah.
Don't call me out here. Don't talk about my recent Kindle history.
Well, don't hand it to me.
I am being attacked.
It is on a silver platter right there.
Well, if you think about it this way, our number one criticism that we have with a lot of characters is they're just not relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think, and like, here's the thing. Obviously, we don't know. We can't really make those assumptions because we don't know the kind of climate and what's popular there. But I'd be willing to go out on a limb and say that generally it seems like overpowered main characters or like overly perfect main characters are pretty fucking common.
Yeah.
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 Or characters who are basically given power leveling abilities, like characters who maybe they don't start out so great, but they have something, or they know someone, or they do something that's just gonna make them perfect in the end.
There's got to be something because
Yeah,
this genre is popular enough to be like oversaturated.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, that's with any like Mary Sue or what was
Yeah.
it? Would you say Gary
Gary
Sue?
Stu. That's
Gary
the
Stu is
male
that like
version of it.
it's like there's always like they're obviously like perfect, but they have one specific flaw. They all have the same thing. It's try to make them more relatable. It's things like that. It's just not.
It's not interesting.
Doesn't
It's not
work.
interesting. No.
It doesn't work.
I had some more notes. Let me.
Yeah, pull out your notes, because honestly, I don't really have a lot to say on the characters and story beyond the fact that they're just
Does anyone have an
incomplete.
actual waifu here?
No.
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 The ending theme of the final episode, because it was over when I heard it play.
I mean, quite frankly, I don't want to select a waifu anyways because
The
that would be going.
They're also children.
Yeah,
They're also
yeah.
What that actually brings up one of my points is the grotesque over sexualization of these. Clearly, for what the majority of when I was watching it, assumed they were prepubescent girls, but they are 13, so it's arguable. But here's the thing. Their school outfits, the skirts are so short it doesn't even reach, like barely reaches past their leg, the socket where their leg meets their hip. The top they have has nipple slits in it, which is things you would only see on lingerie.
Why the fuck was their top
So-
face?
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have a boob window. Not only do they have nipple slits, they also have a boob window in their uniforms. And also the combat uniforms that they wear, if you were looking at them directly in front, the front of their skirt is so high, you can actually see their underwear.
So
It's so gross.
Yeah.
I will come to not bat for, but I will come in here saying that, okay, that's true. That's all true. But if you compare this show with any other Japanese show where you get to see girls in school uniforms, the skirts are always fucking short unless they're trying to make a point by making a character like a mob member or something like that, right? Like the skirts are always fucking tiny. I mean, have you seen Kagome in Inuyasha?
Oh, yeah.
Her skirt is fucking tiny. Like they wear micro minis, right? That's just how they're drawn most of the time. First of all. Second of all, panty shots are common in most anime with school
We didn't
uniforms
get
and
one,
that.
I don't think.
We almost did.
And
So-
We didn't get any, but there was one particular episode that was like about halfway through the show.
Wait, didn't we get them
In Assassin's Pride?
Like,
Yeah,
Dude, like the episode where they're like doing the tournament thing or whatever, when Melita first uses her powers, there are panty shots everywhere.
Oh, I didn't
Throughout
even
the
know that.
entire
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, they're all over.
Oh.
That took me the longest to watch because I kept having to put it down and walk away. I was so grossed out.
But like,
Yeah, go ahead.
so skirts are short. I expected that. I'm desensitized to that at this point.
It's not the fact that the skirts were short. It was the skirts were shorter in front than they were in the back. The back of the shirts reaches their knees. The front of them doesn't even cover their crotch.
But once again, that's fairly common even when the skirt is like that in anime. It's just
It's an anime thing.
It's
get
an
it.
animeism.
It's still
It's not
gross.
good. Yeah, I don't want to say it's good, but I will say that is kind of an animeism. And the same thing somewhat with... I mean, obviously the outfits are very over-sexualized, especially knowing the age of some of these characters. But honestly, it's really an animeism. Because,
It's actually far from the worst anime as far as...
yeah, I mean, look at the
sexualized
Kill a
outfits.
Kill outfits.
Kill a Kill. There's a point to the Kill a Kill thing.
I know,
There
but
is a
I'm
point to
just
it. It's-
saying that there are...
See, the Kill a Kill, though, the way they do it is they try to make it look as unsexy as possible.
But-
they go over the top with it on purpose.
Okay, but there are a lot... I'm just saying, there are a lot of other anime with very, very short skirts and panty shots and inappropriate clothing.
But, okay, you guys
It's not
you
good.
guys watch a lot more
Yeah.
anime than I do. I do not normally watch the anime that has girls who are arguably prepubescent in those kind of outfits.
I mean, lollies.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
gross.
We just fucking... We did the Rex to Fate. We did Assassin of the
Wu
Nightless
Zetian.
City, Wu Zetian. And she's depicted as a lolly in her art, and it is not very good. She's basically wearing a loincloth and a bow.
Oh, gross.
And a big robe cloak to cover everything in the back.
Sure, why not?
So I feel like I mean
I'm
I
not
know
sure if
it's
you guys
bad.
could hear how hard I was rolling my eyes there.
Like I know it's bad, and I know it's an animeism, but at the same time I kind of see it, and I'm like, yeah, par for course.
Here's the thing. Also,
You know?
what I think is that like they're doing like the medieval Europe where it's like, oh, as soon as you turn 15, you're a fucking adult.
Okay,
kind of thing.
that's not how that
I
works,
hate
Vorn.
well.
That's not how
No,
that
but
works.
no,
Because here's the thing, right? In medieval Europe, right? It happened that women got married at the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? All the way up to whatever Middle Ages. But a lot of that was dependent, right? Like, you know, like, if a not like sometimes. Not saying it's good, right? But in Europe, it was often for political alliances, stuff like that, like join the families or prearrange this marriage when the kids are really young so that they don't really know what else they're doing. I don't think that's what they're insinuating
here.
here.
Here's the thing, Zach, Matt. You're looking at this from a historical aspect. I'm more looking at it from, like, what public perceives. Like, this is what fucking happens.
Well,
It's
but
like,
I mean,
think
also
even-
the
fucking
weirdest.
like it.
I think the weirdest argument to have about this is that I know for a fact that age of consent laws are very different in Japan, which is how they get away with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, in some prefectures they're really low.
Yeah. Anyway, you had a point you wanted to
national
make.
is 13,
so
but
the
most of them
other
are
thing-
16 to 18.
Okay. The other point that I was trying to make is that I don't even think that that this could be argued from the historical Europe aspect, because in one of the episodes where Melita and Ellie get captured, they're in a fucking museum.
Well,
A museum.
Okay. However, there is a tendency in aesthetic setting choices in anime, and I experience this a lot.
Yes.
So it's not set in medieval or 17th or 18th century Europe, right, per se, but it's set in a romantic fantasy of
Yeah,
Yes.
like the
16th
public
to
perception.
18th
That's
century
why
Europe.
said
No,
that.
I understand where you're coming
the sort of perception where there's these grand palaces in the European style, but then they're wearing dresses with short skirts and boob slits, which would not have been the norm historically, but in the sort of fantastical way that we imagine it aesthetically.
Yeah, that this is
It's like the Ren Fair effect.
this is
Yeah.
like
With the people who just go to a Ren Fair in, like, you know, in like modern corsets that aren't really historical
'Cause,
and
like,
don't structure the same way,
because the
which
weird,
is fine.
Because, like, the weird thing about, like, the setting for this story is they're advanced enough to make this whole lamplight system fucking thing work or whatever.
Well, okay, that's because it's post-apocalyptic.
Yes, it's post-apocalyptic, but they don't have it. But they don't have any more telecommunications or anything like that.
Do you guys like how they never actually play that into the story? That it's
No.
basically a post-apocalyptic story.
Look,
Yeah.
I hate dystopian and post-apocalyptic stories, but I can't. But like
I've seen this before though. In a lot of video
Yeah.
games, you'll get like, if you ever play like Pikmin or Splatoon from Nintendo, they have like, it's post-apocalyptic, but they don't ever tell you that.
it's
You
an
just think
aesthetic
Yeah.
choice, not a story choice.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not sure if you guys ever played Nier Automata. That was the weirdest
did.
post-apocalyptic thing ever, because literally, if you learn the story of Nier Automata, this isn't a post-apocalypse. It's a post-post-post-apocalypse. It's literally the apocalypse happened, society rebuilt itself, and then another apocalypse happened, and that's why there's
So it's
robots and
Nightfall.
androids hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's Nightfall, basically.
Sure,
In
I don't know
some
what that
ways.
means.
Yeah.
I don't know that reference.
I actually kind of like that trope though, where it's post-apocalyptic, but it's so far past the apocalypse.
That society's rebuilt itself.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to talk about the one episode that I was absolutely baffled by. It was episode 6.
Oh, was that the one where they
Oh, God.
married?
I'm gonna say 3
The Grey
words.
Witch.
I want-
3 words.
I want everyone to know that upon Nick Nack realizing what episode we were talking about, he literally tried to hide his face in a pillow.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 3 words, and we're gonna all see if this is the same thing we're all thinking, that if we're all on the same page. Pajama sewer party.
Yes.
So, like, I don't. Of all the episodes, I remember the least of episode 6 because I'm pretty sure I just blacked out for like 4 minutes of it.
Yeah, the girls go to a pajama party in the sewers in their pajamas.
Look, here's the thing, right? I know you think this is weird. I know you do, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't been at a pajama party with another girl and done some weird ass shit outside
Especially
in
when
pajamas.
this is a
like
secret
like-
away from the
like
parents.
like I'm
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that this isn't entirely possible. I mean, I once went to a pajama party and at like 2 a.m. we decided that we were gonna go like follow a wolf call on a playground
Okay, but
that
here's
was abandoned.
but did
Um,
the pajama party take place in the sewers?
Look, if we'd been able to get down into the sewers, it was entirely possible
I mean,
we would have.
if you were a kid with your friends, and
So
you
does
were
that
like,
mean that also hypothetically, if you and your friends got into the sewers somehow, in literally like you guys are all terrified, suddenly one of you guys starts wanting to fondle each other because
What?
God damn it.
That's
okay,
just Japan.
I'm not.
That's just Japan.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
not
just Japan.
saying, I'm not saying this is.
Just to answer the question is like, you never went on like weird adventures. Yeah, I went on weird adventures and things like that, but never in the sewer.
Could you
Okay.
get into the sewer?
Okay. Look,
Hypothetically.
Look, the sewer's a little weird. That's the most out there part of this is the sewer.
And also the sewer's clean and like fucking gigantic
Okay,
like that.
to be fair,
Yeah, who
when
lit all those candles?
I would like to make
There
the
were
comment.
thousands of them down there. Who lit all those?
I would like to make the
This
comment.
is more of a canal than a
Hey,
sewer at this
hey.
point.
Hey, when I was in Rome, right?
When in Rome.
When I was in Rome, I had like 4 hours free, and me and my partner decided to go down into the old Roman sewer system where the aqueducts are still sending water to the SPQR fountains, and we explored down there for a couple of hours. It's not that weird, especially
Okay, but
if
it's not a
clean.
sewer system that's still actively being used.
It is.
Actually
well,
is.
No, okay, it's not a sewer system, it's
Well,
the
not
aqueduct
all.
system, but the Roman aqueduct system is still in active use.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, there's not like feces and things
No,
down
no,
there.
there's not feces.
Yeah, the aqueducts are
Were there thousands of
in,
candles
not
that
out.
some like were magically
There
still
were some
lit?
lamps.
Yeah. I feel like the same way that
Okay,
like
so then-
that.
okay, so
Look here, it's the same as catacombs. I love catacombs.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe okay.
nasty
So then
catacombs.
let's say hypothetically then that this wasn't a sewer. This was an aqueduct, unless they
Yeah.
specifically
Or-
stated
or
it was a
catacombs,
sewer,
yeah.
or unless they specifically stated that this is a sewer at some point that I may have missed.
I don't
Would
think
you
they
find
did.
it as weird if it was like catacombs or something?
No.
Okay,
It's
so
the
it's just the
specific
sewer
fact
part.
that it's a sewer and you're going down there for a pajama party.
Wait, did they say it was sewer?
I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm
If I'm
gonna
wrong on this, I'm pretty sure someone will call me out. But I'm pretty sure they say it was a sewer. Oh.
Okay,
I mean-
they're not sewers.
Oh, okay.
They're just tunnels. Yeah, they're just normal tunnels.
Filled with water?
Yeah, it doesn't say sewers. It says that they're just tunnels.
I mean, if I was a kid, I probably would have went there as well.
Yeah, they're
By
just
myself.
tunnels to travel in secret.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Explains the lit candles then.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure how much I buy that, but I will admit that I'm probably wrong about the whole sewer thing. But
I still feel it's like
Still-
aqueduct or like
Yeah,
catacombs or
no.
something like that.
It's a waterway. So it's a
Okay.
waterway tunnel. It's not a sewer. It's
Okay.
a waterway
So
tunnel.
that's a little bit more
Yeah.
fair then.
Does that make you feel better about it?
just
a little bit, but still.
Okay. Okay.
and then
How did all that furniture get down there?
It's a part of the school.
But how did all that furniture get down
The
there?
girls, the seniors probably
Yeah.
brought it in.
Yeah, this is like a thing that
Oh, okay.
students do.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are weirdly defensive about this detail.
I'm just saying.
Don't
I
expect
don't remember
what
it.
kids are
Here.
willing to fucking
It's
do.
not that we're weirdly defensive. It's that we like to argue.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Like, I'm not saying this is normal. This is absolutely not normal. I just like to argue.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Gun to your head. Who's your waifu? Gun to your fucking head.
Gun to my fucking
Gun to your
head.
fucking head.
What's the lantern shape? Like, what was that tree thing called at the
No
cities?
idea. It's just that big tree lantern thing.
Yeah, that's my waifu. I like that design.
Did I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's like, design. That really brings out the engineering in me.
I love how I just brought the whole fucking room down with this. This is great.
Hold on.
Hang on, I'm trying to find an adult. Blossom Pricket.
Who?
The
He's the Marquis.
Oh, the marquee.
the marquee.
The Marquis. The Marquess.
Fuck it.
The
He's
one
the
that
leader
worked
of
with
the
the
town.
spider.
Yeah, the engineer. the
Oh
leader of the
yeah,
town.
the dude who murdered all the orphans.
But
Got
he's
it.
an adult.
True.
Yeah.
And look, here's the thing. I can go on record
I mean,
and
you
say
could have gone with his wife. Sorry.
Hold on. I can go on record, right, and say that, yes, I'm okay with a murderer. I can't go on record and say, yes, I'm okay with a child.
No one should.
I'm all right. Fuck it. I'm going with the giant spider, the giant eldritch spider,
Good taste. You got good taste.
monster fucker. Am I right?
Sorry, arachnophobia. I don't do monsters. I do everything else.
I did choose a girl, like a pre-teen one, but I mostly said I would like her as a little sister or as a daughter. And that was only for that specification.
I'm not
I
even
don't
gonna,
remember
I'm not
which
even gonna
one.
go into that one. Just
hey,
I'll
hey,
say
Knick-Knack,
okay.
the rest of us have done it. Now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it, or you will eat the phone.
I don't know. The old woman.
Which
Take your
one?
pick.
Which one? There's
like
there's
how-
more than one old
I
woman.
can guarantee she's legal.
I genuinely appreciate the fact that you asked this question. We all immediately went quiet, and like you're like, y'all went quiet. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to find someone who's of age.
Yeah, it's actually really hard to find in the same.
Yeah, that's the reason why I went with a structure.
Yeah, which is a safe bet.
Like, this one doesn't even have the cognitive dissonance of, oh, it's an older high school girl. Like, a lot of... No. Like, 90% of this cast is,
Because like usually when you
middle.
run into that, it's like, oh, she's actually like 100 years old. She just looks like a child. Like, no, motherfucker, you ain't getting away with that shit.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I think with that being said, we've probably said...
So Nick, now you eat the gun.
yes.
Yeah, you'd eat the gun. Got it.
I think with that being...
You could have gone with a giant spider, Nick.
I went with the old person. Take your pick.
Oh yeah.
I think with that being said, we've talked about as much as we can about the questionable character and story.
So why don't we go ahead and just move on to just faffing about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you back in a couple days.
Fuck us all.
Please don't.